Hi everyone, Chris here. I thought I'd do an update in regards to what's happening here at Truly Holistic. A lot of things are changing rapidly at the moment, and there was a time where I was finding a being called the Sulan quite regularly. It comes up every now and then, but energy's changed, and all of a sudden there's a new bad guy, so to speak, out there that I'm finding a lot within people with chronic health problems, and this one is you, which is spelled Y-I-W, not you like Y-O-U. And it is reptilian witchcraft. Okay, it's a reptilian witch. Okay, and so it's all to do with this control of the reptilians. And I'm finding that it's at the core of a lot of health problems. The witchcraft of you and you itself is within that component of the body, whether that's a manipulation of thoughts, or whether that's something within the physical body causing a health problem. So I'm finding you in a lot of places, and a new discovery that I've found is that the way that you is making these changes, an energy weapon which got spelt out to me, and it spelled out to me T-O-Y, so toy. So straight away I was thinking, what's this? What's this toy thing that I'm finding? And all of a sudden, because I channel my soul within every session that I have with a client to find the answers. Because you can only trust your soul. I used to connect with source and some other connections, but I was finding that I was getting answers from a lot of different other beings as well. They were very easy to decipher whether it was a clean message or whether it was being manipulated through one of these beings. But Source was telling me that I needed to look for toy. I needed to remove the toy. What is the toy? Now, and it spelt out that toy was an energy weapon that you was using. So that has just made the clearing a lot stronger, because this is the way that you is remanifesting itself to cause a health problem within a client. So by removing the toy, I was finding the toy within all of the areas where the clients were having chronic problems. So this is a really big finding. Why I know it's a big finding is, if anyone's watched previous videos, that these beings do communicate through my pendulum, and give me all sorts of messages. Some of them can be quite disturbing. And when Soul had, through my pendulum, told me to look for the toy, all of a sudden, you appeared within my house here, within my clinic, and within this room. And it was spelling out that it wanted to make a truce with me. So that, there's always a first for everything. A being wanting to make a truce with me. So straight away I thought, hey, I think I've discovered something pretty big here, because this being is wanting to make a truce with me after discovering that this energy weapon that I was using. So obviously I said, no, I don't want a truce with something that's causing a health problem and within somebody. I'm here as service to others. I want to help people. So straight away I removed toy from the property within this room, but have had visits since then where, when I'm finding you within a client or finding the toy within a client, it is quite often in doing clearings, like a clearing I'm going to talk about in a minute. You is actually jumping out of the client and is actually coming to see me and communicate with me, and therefore I can remove him here within the room. Some disturbing stuff, because it's obviously not liking what I'm finding and what we're doing here. So we're on the right track, I feel. So a clearing that's been really strong, again, a new clearing that I found, is called the Pool of Nobility. Okay, Soul had spelt out to me, Pool of Nobility. Place that area within the Pool of Nobility, an area where there was problems. And what I'm finding, that the powerful nature of this clearing, is the fact that it's removing all the veils. Okay, and what I'm finding straight after I place that part within the Pool of Nobility, all of a sudden the real causes of what's causing your problem all of a sudden are exposed. And whenever I quite often do this for a client, all of a sudden an entity will jump out, and therefore we can then remove the entity, and then all of a sudden the problem's done with. So that's a very powerful clearing I'm finding, and it's really a realm that we place a part of the body, whether that's an energy component or whether that's a physical component. And it's a bit like one client said it's a bit like a baptism, where you're cleansing yourself. And I guess that is right in a way. We're cleansing that part of the body from all these vows and all this negative energy that's really encapsulating what's really causing your health problem. Another clearing that's been very powerful, which my mentor gave to me, was to use the Lord of Geometry to connect our DNA and our soul to the human template. And what that's doing is it's connecting us to being fully human, okay? Because there are many manipulators out there, the main ones reptilians, as well as the Arcturians and other beings. But reptilians are a big component here, and when we're connecting the two major components of what really make us up, our codes, which are our DNA, and our soul, which is really our energy body, which is really what we are, our immortal part of ourselves. And these beings want our soul. So when we connect the soul and the DNA to the human template, again, it's removing all the veils and allowing all these disconnections to occur from the reptilians, from the Arcturians, and therefore we can get to the problem a lot faster and find out what's causing your problems a lot faster. Another great clearing, again, came from my mentor, was removing all reptilian DNA. Okay, if you've got a really chronic health problem, it's the most likelihood that you are having reptilian DNA within your entire body, or part of the DNA within that component of the body. All of a sudden, we remove the reptilian DNA. We just intend it to be human, true. So therefore, again, becoming more human, at least them, the reptilians. And all of a sudden it makes a big difference. So that's been a really big clearing as well. So we're really getting places with people with chronic problems, therefore that they can become more themselves. And this is what it's all about, it's becoming more human and less manipulated by these beings that are really controlling humanity at the moment, but they are losing their grip. Another thing I want to talk about here is calcification. Once we remove all the vowels and we remove the entities and the ET type of manipulation that's occurring, then a lot of chronic health problems that people have had for a long time, they've been to a lot of, I get a lot of people that have been to a lot of doctors, a lot of other alternative therapy people, and their problem hasn't been able to be resolved, and they come to me. And so these people have got chronic issues, and what I'm finding is calcification is coming up a lot. And calcification is an issue where there are calcium forming organisms, okay, and bad forms of calcium that haven't been absorbed into the areas of the body where it should have gone, so within the bones, for example, and that gets dislodged within components of the body, whether that's cirrhosis of the liver, there's calcification of the liver, or kidney stones within the ureters or so on, which is calcium, or gallbladder stones, calcium. Calcium within the brain that can be causing anxiety or dementia or Alzheimer's, these sorts of things. Calcification also within the nervous system, the central nervous system. Calcification within the joints, which we call arthritis. This is one of the major chronic problems I'm finding once I remove all the valves. And what I'm finding that, with the majority of clearings, especially when it comes to removing entities and negative energies, viruses, bacteria, those sorts of things, unless they've been very chronic, you've had them for a very long time, usually the sacred geometry tools do the business. Okay, so currently I'm using the Chestahedron, which has been wonderful. It's really ramping up my ability to find new clearings as well, because now we have the ability to clear it because we've got a strong geometry tool to remove it. But what I'm finding for these chronic problems like calcification, like certain infections that have been there for a very long time, is using my color therapy. Okay, and as I've shown you in a previous video, in regards to color therapy, using color cottons such as these, where every color is a different vibration of light. Okay, so it's all about frequency again. And what I'm having to do, especially for calcification issues, is putting colors on with a copper coil, which enables me to treat you from a distance, as long as I've got your name written down with you writing it down on pencil, or a photo of you, I can treat you from a distance with this. And therefore, vibrating that frequency of those colors over hours, over days, over weeks, over months, whatever required to remove that calcification, because that calcification has been created for over a long time, for years, decades, and it's like rock formation, and it's going to take a long time to remove. But a great way of doing that is using my coils with my color therapy. So if you have any calcification issues and chronic issues in regards to arthritis or hardening of any form of tissue, really get in touch with me, and we can really work on that in regards to color therapy and using the coils to treat that chronic condition, which I'm finding at the core of a lot of health problems. Once we remove all the veils, remove all the manipulations from entities and extraterrestrial influences, as well as you, which is obviously a really big one at the moment, the reptilian witchcraft and so on. I thought I'd do this update video, keep you in touch with what's happening here at Truly Holistic, and we're really making some really good progress in regards to helping people with these chronic conditions. Thank you.